The last train home. It was past midnight when Hiroshi boarded the last train, his body aching from the long hours at the office. The fluorescent lights of the train flickered as he slumped into an empty seat by the window. Tokyo at night rushed past in a blur. The city that never truly slept felt eerily still this late. He was only one of a few passengers, the others hunched in their seats, shadows cast over their faces. He glanced at his phone. Low battery. No signal. A sharp tap behind him made him jump. Hiroshi turned to see an old woman sitting a few rows back, her face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. She was staring straight ahead, muttering something under her breath. The words were inaudible, but they had a strange rhythm, like a chant. Hiroshi shifted uneasily. He was used to late nights and empty trains, but there was something off tonight. A chill that crept down his spine. The train jerked to a stop. His station. As Hiroshi stood to leave, the old woman suddenly twisted her head in his direction, her eyes impossibly wide and glassy, fixed on his. Her lips moved, barely parting as she whispered,
"Don't look back."
He froze, heart thudding in his chest. Her voice was soft, almost fragile, but the intensity in her stare made his skin crawl. Hiroshi forced a weak smile and stepped off the train, trying to shrug off the encounter. The platform was empty, eerily silent. The usual hum of vending machines and distant footsteps was absent. The streetlights beyond the station flickered, casting long, distorted shadows. His apartment was only a 15-minute walk, but tonight, the road stretched out before him like a black void. He began walking, each footstep echoing in the stillness. 5 minutes in, the feeling of being watched crept over him. He quickened his pace, but the sensation only grew stronger, like invisible eyes boring into the back of his head. Suddenly, the unmistakable sound of footsteps joined his own. Light, deliberate steps, perfectly synchronized with his. Hiroshi's breath hitched. He glanced over his shoulder. No one. The street behind him was empty, but his heart was racing now, and a cold sweat prickling the back of his neck. He tried to shake off the growing unease, but the footsteps started again, this time faster, closer. He turned a corner, the pale light of the street lamps casting long, twisted shadows. His skin tingled with fear. The footsteps were right behind him now. He didn't dare look back. He wanted to run but found himself rooted in place, paralyzed by the inexplicable dread growing inside him. The streetlights above flickered and went out, plunging him into darkness. In the silence, the air felt thick, oppressive, like a weight pressing down on his chest. And then, from somewhere behind him, a soft, rhythmic sound started. Click, 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 click. Like nails tapping on the pavement, slow and deliberate. Hitoshi's breath caught in his throat. He couldn't move, couldn't think. The tapping grew louder, closer. Click, 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 click. Until it was directly behind him. He could feel its presence. A cold, dark thing hovering just at the edge of his vision. His instincts screamed at him not to turn around. But the old woman's words from the train echoed in his mind. Don't look back. He forced his legs to move, stumbling forward, praying for the lights to come back on. As he neared a small alley, a sharp crack of static split his air. His phone, almost dead, buzzed to life in his pocket. Hiroshi pulled it out, relief washing over him as the screen lit up. But his heart sank when he saw the message. Just 1 line from an unknown number.
Why did you look back?
His stomach lurched. He hadn't. He was sure he hadn't. Shoving the phone back into his pocket, He broke into a run, not caring about the noise or the sound of his footsteps pounding the pavement. The whispers were louder now, almost mocking. Don't look back. Don't look back. But this time, they came from all around him, from the shadows, from the air itself. Don't look back. He turned down another street, nearly colliding with a row of vending machines. Their lights flickered erratically, the hum of the machines warming into an unsettling drone. Hiroshi caught his breath, leaning against one of the machines, when he noticed something on the screen. His reflection stared back at him, pale, wide-eyed, trembling. But it wasn't alone. Behind him, a dark shape loomed, indistinct but massive, its form twisting and contorting in ways that defied reason. Red eyes glowed from its face, burning into the back of his head. Panic surged through him. He turned, eyes wide with terror, but the alley was empty. The darkness was suffocating, pressing in on him from all sides. The only sound was his ragged breathing. The only light, the faint glow of the vending machine. But then, there it was again. Click, 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 click. The tapping, ever closer, impossibly close. He bolted, running faster than he ever thought possible. His apartment building was just ahead, its familiar outline a small beacon of safety in the distance. He didn't stop. He didn't dare look back, not even when the air grew colder, not even when he could feel something breathing down his neck. Hiroshi reached the door, his hands trembling as he fumbled for his keys. He could hear the tapping now. Click, 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 click. Louder, closer, and then a low, guttural growl that made the hair on his arms stand on end. He shoved the key into the lock, twisted and threw the door open, slamming it behind him. For a moment, there was only silence. He stood there, his back against the door, grasping for air. His apartment was dark. The familiar clutter of his life spread across the floor. But the growl, the tapping, the whispers, they were gone. He stumbled toward the bathroom, desperate to splash cold water on his face, to shake off the horror of the night. But as he passed the hallway mirror, he froze. His reflection was there, pale, terrified. But behind him was the shape, the dark, twisted form with eyes like burning coals. It was closer now, its lips curling into a grotesque grin. And then the whisper returned, soft, mocking, and final.
You look back.